Alright. What's up, everybody? We've got SERRAL in the top left representing Basilisk and ELAZER in the bottom right. Now, ELAZER, one of the best, the best Polish player, a fantastic Zerg. Facing off against SERRAL, always going to be a gargantuan task. But I've been told that this was a very fun series. And you guys know I don't cast too many mirror matchups. People have been a bit critical of it. They've been saying, come on, mix in some more mirror matchups. And I've said, okay, I will, but only when they're really good series. Because I know, obviously, the non-Zergs otherwise are not necessarily as interested, but I know that ELAZER is a master of this matchup. We've seen him at times dismantle Rogue and Dark and Solar, so he definitely can take down SERRAL, but it's going to be Golden Aura. Now, this is the ESL America, or ESL Europe, I should say, regionals. Round of 8 of the upper bracket. So far, very standard openings. I mean, this is just... We're both going to do an exact same thing. SERRAL's building a few more Zerglings. Most players, I'd say that's to be aggressive with, but since it's SERRAL, I assume he's just using them to deny scouting. SERRAL is obsessed with denying scouting and getting scouting information of his own. Notice these Lings are waiting for Link Speed to kick in. The second it kicks in, he's going to go for a scout. So this is SERRAL's vision here. Zerglings are going to run around, circling through. He sees drones coming out. He sees quite a few Lings popping as well, but not a massive amount. And he sees, okay, no hidden tech structures, no fast layers. Great scout here for SERRAL. Same time, ELAZER tries to get in and is blocked by these Zerglings. That is SERRAL's special play, man. The you can't scout what I'm doing. I feel like he does this better than most. 39 drones for SERRAL, 41 for ELAZER. Zergling in the top right side right now. Is SERRAL the GOAT? Many would argue yes. I would definitely argue for it. I think there's a few players who aren't too crazy far behind, but his consistency and results stand head and shoulders above most. Oh my god. Sees the lair in the second gas startup, sees the Roach Horn as well in the front. His scouting is sick. Meanwhile, ELAZER's like, I saw an Evo chamber start. On the other hand, it's ELAZER, and he's probably like, you know what? I'm playing SERRAL. He's probably just going to play normal. You know, he's like, I don't really need to scout everything he's doing. At some point, he just want to get a Zergling and probably see how many drones are on the third. And he's going to see a lot. Yeah, a lot of drones on that third. So he pulls back the Zergling, says, no worries, we're playing a macro game, aren't we? Baneling does get detonated there. Another one's about to finish morphing, though. Units lost tab in favor of ELAZER. Now, ELAZER... Oh, he's playing his Zero Evo Chamber style, guys. Look, his Evo Chamber is so late. He only built it once he was up at like 50 drones. Oh, SERRAL does snipe the Baneling with the Zergling. Very nice. Runs in there. ELAZER wasn't watching and it does detonate. And both sides are going Overlord speed to get very quick Overseer scouts. So SERRAL's down a couple of workers, but he's going to have that 40-second upgrade advantage. This is a style that ELAZER actually pushed forward when everyone was basically kind of saying it's non-negotiable to get early upgrades because they're so important in Roach vs. Roach. ELAZER was the one guy who said, you know what? If you don't get the Evo Chamber, it's so much easier to drone your third up really early, get a little bit of an economy lead, and yeah, you'll have slightly faster upgrades, but I just feel like I'm safer. I have a great economy build-up. It's just a great way to do it. SERRAL snipes the drone going out to take that fourth base. Very cheeky moves. And there's going to be a Roach drop coming across. Let's see when SERRAL notices this, guys. We're on SERRAL's camera right now. His Overseer just got deflected there. He's been scouting around the back pretty well. I don't think he saw that Drop-a-Lord coming. So he might be surprised when that arrives in his main base and Roaches start harassing. 66 drones versus 66. It is a very, very straight up mirror matchup so far. Who is going to be better with the multi-prong of the Roaches? ELAZER is fully focused on the defense right now. He does have more Roaches out. SERRAL's the one who's actually attacking into him. Of course, 4 of these Roaches are about to drop in the main. SERRAL very quick to respond. Roach is going to go straight after the Queen. Oh, he's doing some hot pickup micro. Oh, ELAZER, he gets rid of one Queen. Can he get rid of another? Oh, slick micro. He's doing the old in and out there. ELAZER does get 2 Queens for only a single Roach. Beautiful micro. SERRAL says, hold my beer. Runs 2 Banelings in, blows up 5 drones. He says, you want to be annoying with harassment? I can run 2 random Banelings in. I don't need to make a Drop-a-Lord because I know your attention is occupied elsewhere. Now, those Roaches will regen inside that Overlord. They will slowly regather that power. Burrow and Tunneling Claws on the way for ELAZER. But ELAZER needs to get a move on with that +2. It's 45 seconds behind the +2 of SERRAL. He's building a second Evolution Chamber as well, but SERRAL's also already got Carapace on the way. So ELAZER simply behind in the upgrades, but a little bit more aggressive harassment potential with the Dropper Lord combined with the Burrow. SERRAL seems to be playing very chilled out for now. Just kind of waiting, I think, for ELAZER to try to force the issue and make a big mistake. Oh, SERRAL contaminates. Okay, no. SERRAL's going to commit to the 2-1 timing. His 2-1 is going to finish in about a minute. So 60 seconds from now, 8 minutes 40, there is going to be a big Roach battle, and SERRAL's going to have a double upgrade advantage. That is big. That's very big. Roach drop comes back in the main. SERRAL a little slow to respond. And he's going to lose one drone. Just one. Roach goes down as well, so that's going to lose a little bit of its power. This Overseer should be going down in the near future, but you can tell ELAZER there just spamming out that inject method. Drones do defend against the Zergling. 6 drones have died this game for ELAZER, only 1 for SERRAL, but SERRAL lost a couple of queens, so it's overall very even in that unit's lost. And ELAZER has just a bit more cash in the bank. 20 seconds until these upgrades are done. SERRAL not attacking yet. SERRAL is playing so passive. This seems to be a return to the SERRAL of old, guys. He just feels really confident playing a very standard macro game versus ELAZER. ELAZER's a really, really solid player, but I do think SERRAL has a slightly higher pedigree when it comes to the macro game. SERRAL is going to be exceptional at every stage, whereas ELAZER is more of a mid-game specialist. The man loves his lair tech units. Came up as a pro gamer during the latter stage of Heart of the Swarm, and that love of mass Roach Hydra, mass Ling Bane, mass Ling Bane Muta, that never leaves you. It sticks with you. SERRAL came up a bit later as a player, a few years after in Legacy of the Void. He's not as attached to that lair tech style. Files do start to land there on both sides. Big skirmish on the right as well. ELAZER's trying to run it back right now. Trying to force a fight on the front at the same time. Oh, big files for SERRAL on the Ravagers though. And SERRAL runs forward Roaches and focuses down all of his Ravagers. Great micro by SERRAL. Does eat a few biles on the counter side, but that first fight going splendidly. Look at the units lost tab. Already up almost 2,000 resources from an even start. Damn! Double upgrade advantage is also massive. ELAZER picking that fight right then was a terrible choice. An anti-timing if I've ever seen one. His +2 range and his carapace are now kicking in and closing the gap, but not until after he took a few thousand resources of negative trade. SERRAL's building spines all over. He's got a Hive and a Hydra Den on the way. His own +2 carapace halfway done as well. Roach is coming in for a bit of a poke. Good angle for ELAZER. Dodges the biles. He's trying to surround this army, but SERRAL trying to burrow Roaches in from the right side. Overlord scouts the main and sees that ELAZER also has gone for a Hive and a Hydra Den. It's been a long time since I've seen a good old-fashioned late-game Lurker Viper War. 2018, SERRAL absolutely dominated in these scenarios. But since then, he has neglected his practice on it. And I will tell you, he is nowhere near as unstoppable as he used to be. In 2018, no one could compete with him at Hive Tech. I've seen Dark make him look like an amateur. And I know that sounds weird because just as often he can beat Dark in the late game. But there are games where he's been destroyed in the late game by Raynor, Dark, a few of these other very top Zerg players. It's something where I don't see SERRAL being just head and shoulders above his opponent. Hands and Shoulders, the new product to help you with dandruff on your hands. Hands and Shoulders. Just interesting slips of the tongue today, guys. Roach Ravager coming in on the north. ELAZER's army is a little bit bigger than his, but he doesn't have the Ravagers backing it up. Roach is down the bottom as well. +3 range, +2 carapace on the way for ELAZER. +2 carapace is already done for SERRAL. He's picking a very good fight here on the north as well. It seems like he is keeping that 2,000 resource advantage. Can he push it further? Hydra's starting to come out for ELAZER. It is equal upgrades for the most part. Only an extra armor for SERRAL's units, which is not that important. You got to realize that the attack upgrades give Roaches +2 attack. Oh, nice biles for SERRAL on the retreat. Whereas the armor is only going to stop 1 damage for each attack. Hydras, of course, do only get +1 damage per attack, so effectively the armor does cancel out the attack upgrade on the Hydras, but it only blocks half of a Roach attack upgrade. So, always the priorities on the attack upgrades in these scenarios. SERRAL going Lurkers, neither side has Vipers out. Lurker Den only now about to finish for ELAZER. He does have a 5th base up down here. SERRAL's already got the gases started on his. SERRAL a little down on workers, but I don't think you care. You notice how they're both banking money? 60 workers is fine for this stage of the game. It's all about the unit efficiency. And it looks like these overextensions actually did turn the fight back in ELAZER's favor. Why is Serral looking down the bottom? Oh, I was like, why is his camera down there? He's sending a roach drop to harass around the back. Now, he also looked at multiple screens, so I think he may have queued it up. Okay, he's going to drop in the back of this base. Nice move. Lurker runs in, doesn't get much harassment off. You can see that only 800 resources loss difference, so it's getting back close to even. Gotta be careful about overextending on the aggression. Roach drop comes in from behind, though. ELAZER's like, damn it, I built mass spine crawler on this base, but they're not really covering the mineral line, so Serral's roaches can be a bit of a nuisance. On the front, both sides posturing. Adaptive talons on the way, seismic spines already done. ELAZER's upgrades are a little slower, but he's got map control. So as long as the lurkers aren't on his side of the map, it doesn't matter. He should be able to buy time. 5 Vipers for ELAZER, only 3 for Serral. We are going to be seeing a lot of units getting abducted, and that's why it's important to get a good pack of Hydras so you can actually kill the enemy units. But a bunch of roaches go down there to the lurkers. You got to be careful, mate. He's trying to heal his roaches, but Serral's like, no, I'll force the fight right now while you're still damaged. ELAZER's getting pushed back on this side. Cannot fight in range of those lurkers. Going to try and fight right there. Does push Serral back on the right side. ELAZER dodges the biles. Starts to fall back. Hidden roaches inside his main base. 17 more Hydralisks are on the way. ELAZER's picking a fight out here. It does feel like he's losing these battles, especially now with plus 3-2 versus just 2-2. Every minute that goes by, ELAZER gets closer in the upgrades, but he's back to a 2,000 resource deficit. Those 5 Vipers coming out, they've got some energy, but not all that much. 3 Vipers for Serral are pretty much at double abduct energy. A few of them just need a couple of seconds to regen the rest of that. Roaches do take out a queen. The Hydra burrow is kind of cute. The spine crawler will deal with it. Oh, Serral abducts a bunch of Vipers. Oh my god, he just killed 3 Vipers. He did 4 Vipers. He didn't lose a single one. Oh no, Serral just takes ELAZER to D-Town. That was a disaster. I really thought ELAZER going for extra Vipers meant he would be extra effective at using them, but because Serral had him distracted and ELAZER didn't see those Vipers coming, he just wasn't watching. This Roach Ravager battle against the Roach Hydra doing pretty evenly, bile spreading across the front. That's a massive momentum shifter for Serral. He's only got a few lurkers, ELAZER has a couple more, but the units lost out now is 3,000 in favor of Serral. Serral has a 6th base up top, his army in the north retreating. Down here, once again, ELAZER stumbles into a few lurkers. A blinding cloud or a few abducts will take care of that. And there's going to be the abducts there. Only a small section of units, but 2 lurker kills, not bad. Hydra's cleaning up the map vision of ELAZER there. Nice moves for Serral. Serral has 26 Hydralisks versus 27, so they're both heavy on the Hydra Viper, and only 1 lurker, but 6 lurkers will be the total count for Serral, 10 for ELAZER once this morph is done. Upgrades are about to tie up in the next 30 seconds, so the upgrade lead Serral has enjoyed for most of this game will be disappearing. And you might be wondering, can you go Broodlords to break lurkers? No, they get abducted and just killed by Hydras. It is all about the Vipers versus the Vipers. Another Viper, 2 Vipers, 3, 4 Vipers go down. No! Oh, ELAZER has lost 8 Vipers without killing a single one. Serral says you don't need to build Mass Viper if you just build 3 and actually use them really well. He's got a 4th one in the mix now as well. But that is brutal. ELAZER has got to stop losing these fights. I really feel for ELAZER. He should put a bigger army on the top side, big mobile army, scare Serral back, and then put all of his attention on the south. But he just keeps losing these units. And look, even abducting Overseers, any value he can get, Serral is destroying right now. 5,000 resource advantage. I thought ELAZER would do a bit better in this later stage since he seemed calm and confident in going to this point. But losing the early trade, sometimes your opponent gets momentum, they get a little bit more map control, and it just feels like you're fighting and losing. Oh, nice Overseers moving in. The Hydras take some big spines though, damn. Costly move there for ELAZER. I would have liked to see him spread those Hydras out a bit more. He had his own lurkers in range, so he wasn't really in danger of losing that position. 3 Vipers are now out here for ELAZER. 5 for Serral. Serral's actually making 2 more, so he's going to slowly build that Viper count up. He's got spines across his bases, spores, random lurkers burrowed here and there as well to make sure he can defend the harassment. Big attack on the top, though. A bunch of lurkers in the mix. Serral's got to intercept this. He's got to try and land some corrosive biles on those lurkers. He could send an abductor or 2, a Viper or 2 up here, and use them to pick away at this. Lurker doesn't want to risk running through. There's an Overseer, spines, a lurker. Now, this game is far from over. Don't get me wrong. ELAZER has a terrible bank right now. No gas in the bank. But it really comes about... Oh, man, he just lost lurkers as well. They just got abducted. The Vipers came up. They abducted the lurkers and then just flew back to the main army. SERRAL has map control, and ELAZER just keeps making mistakes. Not again! He abducts a single lurker, but he loses 2 Vipers for it. He does finally get his first 2 Viper kills of the game, but he loses that last Viper as well. You've got to use your abducts and get out of dodge before they abduct you into their Hydras. He's going to try and roam with his Hydra army, try and find an angle. SERRAL's coming in with a bit of a Sanger. Roach Hydra Ravager from behind. Nice Biles. We'll take out one of the lurkers. Caught between a lurker and a Hydra place. This is an awkward fight for ELAZER right now. Lurkers coming in from both sides. SERRAL absolutely butchering these Hydras with lurker splash damage. Yes, they kill them, but at what cost? 8,000 resources, or 7,000 I should say, in favor of SERRAL. He is trading like a beast. He is destroying the Vipers of ELAZER. And this series, this game here, starting the series, it's a best of 5, will be a massive confidence boost for SERRAL. And I think it tells us why SERRAL played so passive and so relaxed. Because he knows that he can beat ELAZER at this stage of the game. I think we're going to see a lot more urgency out of ELAZER after this, even if he somehow turns this around and wins. Which, to be fair, does find a base kill. He's building a little bit of a gas bank, which is something. With only 3 Vipers up versus 6, he's got to be very careful, though. Going to try and deny the base in the bottom left. SERRAL's on a heavy lurker count, 15 lurkers. If he can force a fight, use those lurkers effectively, it could be very nice. The hatchery's going to go down. A couple of Ravagers and Hydras trickle in and get killed. SERRAL loses a hatchery, no cancel. ELAZER finds the drones up here as well. Oh, whoa, SERRAL's making some mistakes right now, a few doo-doos. But he's got a big army coming in the left. It might not matter that he's losing all those drones in the top. If he can come in here, ELAZER's got to get out of here. ELAZER, get out, run the drones. Okay, his drones are trying to hide. ELAZER does not have a lot of gas mining. He doesn't have the gas up on this new base up top. He's back to his initial 4 bases. The Vipers, once again, flying in from a terrible angle. Oh no, you can't be leaving them hanging out like that, mate. The Hydras and a Blinding Cloud assisting, winning the fight for SERRAL. The Vipers on the right side. He needs Hydras underneath, so when he abducts the Vipers of SERRAL, he can kill them instantly. Single Hydralisk trying to deny the top base. Lurkers will come up to defend. Ooh, okay, Hydra's trying to pull away there. All right, base on the right side is finished. He's trying to retake the gases there. Oh, man, these Lurkers for SERRAL keep getting a lot of damage on ELAZER's Hydra Ball. Doesn't have many lurkers either. Remember, those 14 lurkers in a good position could easily beat ELAZER and push him out of this game. Right now, though, SERRAL's mining is not that good. He's got a much bigger bank. The units lost tab about 5,000 resources apart, so ELAZER's clawed it back a little bit by killing those bases and all those drones, but he's got nothing to defend this next attack. His whole army's together right now. Blinding Cloud, Spine Crawlers kill a lurker there. It rolls down the ramp, and on the right side, SERRAL counterattacking. Lurker Hydra comes in, gets a mineral line, denies the 5th base. ELAZER doesn't have the income. He's got to play with urgency now, and that doesn't work in this scenario. Oh, he's looking for it. Actually, he gets a few of these. Nice reactive Blinding Cloud for SERRAL. He Blinding Clouds the Hydras so they couldn't shoot down his Vipers. Ducks ELAZER's Vipers and kills them all. The Hydras do come in on this right side, but without an Overseer. And oh no. Did SERRAL focus the Overseer down? I bet he did. I think ELAZER kind of lazy A-moved it, thinking I have the superior numbers. SERRAL quickly focused down the Overseer. And of course, there was no way of detecting the lurkers. SERRAL is pushing him in with 4 lurkers and a few Hydras here, despite also winning the fight on the left side of the map. SERRAL is massively ahead. The lurk is getting destroyed. ELAZER is going to tap out, and not a minute too soon. He was getting absolutely destroyed in the late game. All right. Let's go, guys. We got ELAZER in the bottom left side of the map. SERRAL in the top right. And SERRAL with a pretty convincing game 1. I definitely want to see urgency out of ELAZER in the mid-game. Hit him with some timing attacks, catch him with some Nidus Worms, and hopefully catch SERRAL with his pants down, because SERRAL was playing exceptionally passive. So I think if you can be a bit greedy into something very aggressive, that can be a way to supercharge it. You know, cut a corner, be a little greedy, get a little ahead, and then turn that into a slightly faster timing attack than you'd normally be able to hit. Hatchery first for both sides. Very standard openings here on Hecate. I'm thinking about exactly what strategy I'd do. Looking at the way SERRAL played, it felt like predictable 2018 SERRAL. That's not normally how he plays versus Raynor or Solar or really any of the other top Zergs. If we expect it again though, and let's assume ELAZER expects the same play, I don't know how you kill him. What would he have been open to in that last game? His scouting was so good. Maybe you just need to deny scouting first and foremost. That might be the biggest thing you need to do. Really thinking deeply about ZvZ strategy. I haven't been casting much ZvZ in a while, guys, and it's kind of weird. I'm thinking about, like, is Carapace timing still a thing? Do we see skip the Bailey Nest, maybe do a Ling Flood, and then follow it up with a surprisingly fast, like, Roach Ravager Zergling 26 drone all in? There's a few different attacks that are available. The ones SERRAL has died to historically and looked really weak against is definitely, like, the crisp Carapace all in has caught him off guard. I think he died to the Roach Ling against Ragnarok that one time. And I believe very early, like, drone pool 12 pools or something, Rogue got him with a bunch of times back in that TSL where he embarrassed him. ELAZER's coming out with 2 Lings, as is SERRAL. SERRAL has pulled a worker off gas. ELAZER has as well. Looks like pretty standard macro games from everything I can see so far. SERRAL keeping 2 Lings at home right now. Will defend his 3rd hatchery. He's going to go for scouting. Rather than looking for damage on the hatchery, he's prioritizing that. Sees the Bailey Nest. Bailey Nest down for both sides. It's about as normie as it gets. Is ELAZER actually just going to go to a Viper War? Round 2? Or like Roach War into Viper War, technically? I mean, it would be really cool. I always admire when a player does something they failed at terribly in game 1. They play the exact same style, and they just fix the mistakes in game 2. It's always impressive, but doing that against a top tier guy like SERRAL is easier said than done. SERRAL building the 8 Zerglings to block the scouting again. He's got his scouting Zerglings on the other side of the map ready to run in the moment Ling speed finishes. And ELAZER's just building a few Zerglings as well, so very chill openings so far. Ling's actually hiding right... Oh, he's going to go for a pressure? Oh, SERRAL! SERRAL's doing a little Ling Bane pressure, guys. 10 Zerglings, 2 Banelings. Building a Roach Warren behind it as well. It's a very fast Roach Warren. SERRAL doing an all-in himself. SERRAL might be getting aggressive, maybe giving some respect to ELAZER here and saying, no, I'm not just going to play standard and predictable behind this. The Lings win that fight. That was a bad fight for ELAZER, fighting with way less Zerglings. Oh, no! Single Baneling going to run in the natural. Not enough to kill many workers on its own. It's like it blew up, damaged a bunch of guys, didn't really kill anything. End of the day, it looks like it's reasonably even. ELAZER's going to counterattack with a bunch of Zerglings here. A few Banelings are morphing for SERRAL. Going to try and pull his queen back. Uh-oh, don't want to be losing the queen. The ELAZER has to pull away from it. No, he's going to go for it. The Banelings aren't ready. He can definitely kill that queen. Can he get the second one? No, the Banelings are going to finish. He does try to split into the base. The Banelings are a little bit late here. One of the Banelings does take out a bunch of Zerglings. That Baneling will get some hits in that natural. The Lings and the Banes going after those drones. Oh my god, these drones are taking big damage. There's more Lings behind it. SERRAL was trying to build Roaches for a counterattack. He wanted to do a big Roach Baneling all in this game. He's not quite there, though, and he's losing a lot of drones. ELAZER with a counter-strike that gets massive damage. And I think it'd be very wise for him to just keep his units alive at this point. Get out of there, get out of there. He's got to realize with these Roaches being out this early that he could get counter-struck. He's killed every drone on the natural. SERRAL is kind of all in, and yet SERRAL is actually droning right now. SERRAL was not expecting such a hard counter-strike. His Banelings were very late, and that has cost him dearly. If his Banelings were even 5 seconds earlier, that would have been a very big difference. SERRAL has 7 Roaches and 4 Zerglings trying to posture up and counterattack. ELAZER is just making Roaches of his own behind this. He's also building 2 Spines because he's a little bit panicked about those Roaches, but SERRAL's gone home. SERRAL's actually droning up. ELAZER's going to see this now. He definitely needs to cancel his Spine Crawler and go back to droning. SERRAL's gonna tap though. Wow. That was kind of hilarious. You're not meant to die to that. Alright guys, nice comeback there for ELAZER. Just counter-struck with a bit of Ling Bane. He wasn't even that committed, but SERRAL just underestimated it. And he gets himself a win. Funnily enough, ELAZER was trying to play pretty standard there. He just had to build Lings to defend SERRAL's attack, and it makes sense to counterattack with those units since you've made them anyway. So that was actually SERRAL trying to bring out something cheeky and it backfiring very hard. Man tried to shoot off, set off some fireworks and ended up getting some severe 3rd-degree burns. 3rd degree is like, Is that the one that's like to the bone, right? 3rd degree or is that 4th degree? There's like, I don't know. The burn ratings are crazy, man. These things are absolutely wild. I burn my like finger regularly when I'm cooking. I just like touch the pan. I'm like, hey, is the pan even hot? It's been on the flame for like 5 minutes. Let's just touch it with my hand. I'm like, yep, it's gonna burn your hand severely. I'm not very smart. I'm like one of those people who has to like touch fire to realize it's hot. Like I'm like, I'm like this. I like worry I'm gonna have kids one day that are gonna be like me, and they're gonna touch the fire, and I'll be like, don't do that. But like I need to let them do it because they just cannot absorb information that's told to them. They're like, I gotta burn my hand to understand. You can tell me it'll burn me till I feel it. Nah. Oh, yes, I love the flicking the water into the pan technique, and then like when you see the little bubbles start to you know when you see the water droplets start to move around the pan, that just looks so cool. I love that because it looks awesome. You're like, ooh, the water's dancing. When the water starts dancing, it makes me happy. Oh, okay, guys, we got a deviation. ELAZER is not built to Bailey Nest this game. He's going 10 Zerglings, and I think he's going to go straight to Roaches or an Evo Chamber. He's only got 1 worker on gas right now. Yeah, he's building a bunch of Zerglings. So he's going to do a bit of a Ling flood here. His Ling's coming in. ELAZER's hiding the other Zerglings a little bit further back. He will be coming out in a moment. Oh, the Lings have shown themselves. Oh, I think ELAZER's showing his hand a bit too early. I think it's a big mistake because now SERRAL's building lots of Zerglings of his own, and he has a Baneling Nest. This is a very big commitment here from ELAZER. He's down 3 workers. He starts a 3rd Queen and an Overlord behind this. He's going to get in there and try to cancel that 3rd base. The Banelings are late, but the Zergling count's not too bad right here, right now. ELAZER needs more Lings before he can take this fight. Uh-oh, nice surround on those couple of Zerglings on the south there for SERRAL. Queens are very good at tanking, and they had ranged damage output. He keeps his 3rd alive. Really good defense there by SERRAL. And ELAZER starts a Roach Warren. He's got to keep SERRAL pinned back. SERRAL starts his own Roach Warren. He's worried about there being some sort of all-in follow-up. Doesn't see any drones on the 3rd, but he's seeing the Roach Warren. Should make him feel safe. Sees lots of drones coming out on the natural. And it is very similar worker count, but SERRAL will be taking the lead as he's just about half a cycle ahead on the production. ELAZER not finding the damage he was looking for just yet. He's going to run in. Oh, he's actually out of position as SERRAL. I'd love to see these Lings split up a little bit more. Oh, did he kill the Queen? Okay, he does kill the Queen. Gets a decent fight here. Zergling versus Zergling as well. There's a lot more Lings at home, funnily enough, for ELAZER, but he's not bringing them across the map. Now they're starting to move across. Good drone assist there. Really helped out. That was a nice fight for SERRAL. SERRAL is actually down on the units lost. These Lings still at home right now, which is kind of peculiar. I thought ELAZER would just send them all forwards across the map. 2nd and 3rd gas on the way. ELAZER has built 5 Roaches. I think he's going to run out, but this is a fake attack, guys. So let's look at SERRAL's camera. SERRAL? Oh no, you gotta move the Roaches forward, ELAZER. Run your Roaches forward, you could scare SERRAL. This is SERRAL's camera right now. But ELAZER's not actually moving the Roaches out. If he shoved out with the Roaches, SERRAL might be scared. You see, SERRAL sees it now. I think it's not as scary now, because 20 seconds have went by. And he's scouting behind it as well. Yeah, SERRAL's so good on his scouting. He sees drones coming out. He knows he doesn't need to react. SERRAL cool as a cucumber here. Only built 3 Roaches and he's back to non-stop drones. Despite that, ELAZER is up 8 workers, which is kind of impressive. Obviously, that number is closing that advantage as SERRAL drones himself. SERRAL has the faster range upgrade yet again. Similarly timed layers for both players, but the Evo Chamber will be done momentarily for ELAZER. Yet another bad Evo Chamber placement, in my opinion. Not really closing the choke point. I think that could be down into the left one space. But maybe that's a reason for it, in that if you put the Evo Chamber there, maybe it's hard to wall off behind it or something like that. Going up to 65 drones is ELAZER, pushing back this Overlord. +1 range, about 20 seconds ahead only for SERRAL this time. And I gotta say, ELAZER's come out of this in a decent position, despite the first Zerglings not doing much damage. Skipping the Baneling Nest, being a bit more mineral focused in the early game does give you very good recovery power. 2 Banelings for SERRAL, randomly morphing on that left. ELAZER's vision, really good on this right side of the map, but very lacking. You should always have an Overlord out here. That's unfortunate. If he loses a lot of workers to that, that'll be frustrating. SERRAL sending some Ling scouts out. He's got an Overseer going in for a scout in the main base. No side opting for a Spire in this series just yet. And, oh, not again. Not again! Well, only 4 drones, but he kills a bunch of lava as well. So pretty damn successful there for just 2 banelings. Overseer scouting around the back. Speed does kick in right now. SERRAL is up a few workers, but ELAZER's closing that. 4th base on the way up front. SERRAL's one was denied, so his is going to be a little bit later. SERRAL's going for a roach drop. He's got that transport there. He's got a few banelings. Could make it a baneling drop if he wants. I don't mind the idea of doing a roach drop. Dropping 2 roaches, and then having 2 banelings behind it. So they think it's a roach drop, but then you drop banelings in the mineral line because they're not running their workers away. Roach drop for ELAZER, hits first, kills a queen, starts focusing down the drones. Great damage for ELAZER right now. Dude, this is a very good start to the harassment phase. He should just be picking up now. Good runaway with the drones, kept a few more alive than he otherwise would have. Lings are over there, but SERRAL's got his own Zerglings defending. Should be able to defend this, but the Zerglings are getting a little bit distracted right now. Uh-oh. ELAZER's attacking the front right now. Roaches and Ravagers doing their thing. Roaches do drop behind the natural. Those will get dealt with. At the same time, we got Lings getting overwhelmed in the 3rd. SERRAL gets defended there, but SERRAL's Roach Drop goes into the main base. Roach Drop of ELAZER goes out to the left. His Roach Ravager on the front. That's the important count. There is a big number, but look, SERRAL's coming in for the surround. SERRAL is coming in for the surround. The Biles do take out a building Roach Egg, but look at how good SERRAL is at focusing down the Ravagers. The man is disgusting with his micro. Roach Drop in the main getting shut down. Roach does take out a queen, but it is completely gone. Meanwhile, SERRAL's Roach Drop, an absolute menace, going ham on these drones. For those who don't know, you might not be familiar with these sayings. Going ham, it's a term that actually originates because I used to be the best player in the world at killing drones, so they changed the name of killing a lot of workers to going ham. And something that I'm very proud of to change the vernacular here in StarCraft. Definitely a true story, guys. Tell your friends. Roaches are defending the main base. ELAZER 57 workers versus 62 of SERRAL. Burrow is on the way with Tunneling Claws. SERRAL's just a little bit richer and did trade 1,200 resources better in that position. Trying to bile the Overlord. Notice it's a 3 waypoint patrol path. Very hard to land biles on this. It's really hard. You can memorize the path and get it, but it takes a lot more attention than you really have to spare in a StarCraft game. Overseer will get in and get out. He contaminated the carapace upgrade that did start up there. +2 range did start in the back, but behind about 40 seconds, SERRAL has been very distracting. SERRAL scouting is just non-stop. Changeling in the back line as well. Checking that there's no Spire. 4 Ravagers are morphing in the main base. Overseer's going to rotate behind the natural and the 3rd. Roach is going for a big run by on the left side. Both players are getting max. SERRAL a little bit ahead on the max. ELAZER should be very careful about fighting here. These Overlords are seeing him way before he arrives. SERRAL splits off. Plenty of roaches to deal with that. I love the way he sends a lot of roaches there, guys. He's so good at judging. He sent 2 more roaches than ELAZER had, so he knew he could win the fight. Now ELAZER splits more roaches off to that side, so he can beat what SERRAL split off. SERRAL, though, is like, okay, well, I'll send even more Roach Ravager. And look at how good they are at judging. You can see that there is 32 units. ELAZER has 37. Isn't that wild that SERRAL literally grabbed 1 more unit? Just in a moment, he visually gauged the army size. Big bile lands as well. His Roach Drop goes in the backside as well. Big fights on the front. It looks like SERRAL's doing pretty well on every single front. Oh my lord. A lot of players, when they split their army like that, they send way too many units or way too few off to the side. SERRAL sends the perfect amount almost always. His ability to look at your army and immediately grab the same amount of his own units. Just very good visual acuity. And look at this. I love this for SERRAL. Drop the high ground, drop the low ground. Playing just like a Terran player. ELAZER is getting overrun. Disgusting efficiency. The +2 timing here for SERRAL. Just crushing. The drop in the main and the natural was still bouncing back and forth here. Even in those last seconds of the game. Going to the high ground, going to the low ground. And ELAZER was at wit's end. He needed to pull the queen over to put a timer on this Overlord. But he'd already lost too many fights on the front. SERRAL playing like an absolute sicko. Alright, guys. We got SERRAL down here in the bottom left side of the map. Up here in the top right, we've got ELAZER. ELAZER! That's right. And now ELAZER is down on his last life. He has to win this game and the next in a row, or he's going to get annihilated. Well, eliminated. He's going to get annihilated. They're going to be like, wow, you lost to SERRAL? You suck. You shouldn't even be a pro gamer. I can't believe you lost to SERRAL. What a tool. No. Eliminated is the word I was looking for. I woke up very early this morning. I was really looking forward to casting these games and a lot of different series, and I was like, okay, well, I should wait a little bit to start in my normal time, but I was like, nah, screw it, let's go live. And I was about to, and then I saw Home Story Cup was on, and that went for like another 4 hours. So I've been chomping at the bit to cast these games, a little bit overexcited at this point. So far, very standard openings. I would have liked to see a crazy cheese mixed in, but the last time a European Zerg tried to 12 pool SERRAL, I don't even know when that was. You really need Dark or Solar to try that sort of stuff. No one else really seems to give it a go. No variation in these openings. These openings are kind of dull. I gotta say, it's been an interesting series in terms of the mid-game and the multitasking and the multi-prong, but it's been exceptionally European beyond that. And what do I mean by European? I mean defensively oriented. You know, it's both players are looking to wait for the other player to make a mistake while doing things optimally, scouting, progressing, with a few pressures mixed in. But it definitely lacks the action of the North American chaos I've been casting a lot of recently. People like Estrella, Scarlet, ELAZER, all bringing out so many fun styles, and I guess I forgot how crazy dynamic super top tier StarCraft can be. And I also noticed there's a lot of StarCraft fans who watch so much European StarCraft that they're kind of like an exaggerated version of me making fun of Dark's builds, where they see anyone that's not playing the most perfect and any mistake, and they go, wow, is this Bronze League? And I'm like, I get you guys watch a lot of European players who are having a macro standoff where no one's doing anything to the other, but you gotta realize the more action happens in StarCraft, the more mistakes happen, right? Think of a guy like Dark, where it's non-stop mistakes, but he's causing the action to be non-stop and is making his opponents make mistakes. And, you know, if guys like Hero and Dark, Hero especially, you know, they wouldn't have success if they weren't able to mess their opponents up and force mistakes. Gumiho with his crazy strategies as well. So I definitely really feel like a lot of people see a messy game and mistakes happening and they go, how could they make mistakes? Like, look at the way they didn't react to this one thing. And you're like, yeah, there's 4 things happening in different places of the map at every second that's going on. Of course they missed something. You know, don't get me wrong, it doesn't make the mistake not meaningful. It is meaningful, but it's also completely understandable. But I guess there's probably a lot of people who also watch StarCraft without playing it, and in that case, it's kind of hard to truly appreciate how difficult it is to have 2 or 3 places on the map where you need to actively micro at the same time. That's so hard to handle. Bit of a link pressure coming out here for ELAZER. He's got some banelings coming in behind it. SERRAL does not want to give up his third, but remember, he lost all the drones in his natural last time he was in this scenario. His creep hasn't connected the bases just yet. And yet ELAZER's backing off. ELAZER playing pretty chill. That was a very mature decision for ELAZER to just kind of say, yeah, I'm not going to force it. Now SERRAL's going, is he going Roach Bane again? These Roaches may just be defensive, but he's building 6 Roaches, so he's at the very least going to fake a push towards ELAZER, move across the map. ELAZER's got a Roach Horn, a Lair, 2 gases on the way. Ooh, Baneling only gets a single Zergling. Good move by SERRAL. I love that ELAZER left an ambush Baneling in the middle of the map there, hoping to catch SERRAL, not looking. He's also got a pack of Zerglings in the top of the map that he's hidden, which could run in and ravage any drones on that third base. Not that there's any drones there just yet. Roaches have been spotted cascading out of SERRAL's base. ELAZER is building drones right now. He started 7 drones just before he saw that. He now starts 6 Roaches, but oh god, this is going to be difficult to hang on to that third. ELAZER has a mass of workers, but he is in trouble right now. His Lings do come in, Killer Queen on that third base. Nice Ling backstab. Gets a few of these drones. Third base, Banelings do blow up 2 of SERRAL's Banes. The Queen will take out the last Baneling. Well done. Roaches are popping. It's just a few Roaches, Zerglings, and a couple Banelings. Queen holding the wall. He even blocked with a Creep Tumor. Oh, remind me to rewind at the end of this game, guys, to 5 minutes. That Queen saved herself. She put a Creep Tumor at her feet, and it forced her backwards with the Creep Tumor separating her from the Zerglings. That was a beautiful move by ELAZER. He's still going to lose every drone on his third base, though. And there's Lings coming in, but that's a lot of Roaches. Nice pullback on the weak Roach. ELAZER's down on workers though. 40 drones versus 46. Got way up in army supply. He's got 18 roaches coming out. Zergling's behind it. He's going to counterattack. He's going to do a very solid counterattack. Lings are going to come in. Uh-oh. Does let the Lings inside. Nice engage here. SERRAL is going to force the drones to fight. Roaches are getting taken out, but there's more roaches there as well. Nice Ravager morphs. Doesn't really kill any drones. He gets a queen. He damages some roaches, but nice last second morphs into those cocoons. For those who don't know, the Ravager cocoon has 5 armor, which means it only takes half a damage from each Zergling attack. So even if you morph it on 14 hit points, that'll take 28 Zergling attacks to kill that. Not to mention, it regenerates as it's going. Ridiculous the way those cocoons tank against Zerglings. Spinecrawler's on the way. He's up 13 workers. If SERRAL defends this counterattack, he's pretty much got this series in the bag. ELAZER's already here, though. No time for those spines to finish. Uh-oh, the Roach Ravager's on top. I think he's going to be able to break the spines. He's got to kill those spines before they finish, though. He's not actually targeting them. There we go. Does start to target these ones on the bottom a little bit. Just waiting for the last possible second before he finishes them off. Baneling's coming in from behind as well. Both roaches are running up the north. More roaches coming out for SERRAL on the south side. I do like this micro out of SERRAL trying to pull north. The Spinecrawler goes down. Drones are pulled off the line. There's Banelings in the mix, but they get focused down as well. Great spreads for ELAZER. Trying to take this down. It's still a very close fight. Mass Zergling will reinforce momentarily for ELAZER, but he's losing all of his Ravagers before that happens. Lings come out for SERRAL as well. SERRAL still up 6 workers. This is a miraculous hold. It's a very important hold. I think this is massive for SERRAL. SERRAL might have this series in the bag. Oh my lord, that is absolutely massive. He holds on, and I think that might be the series done for. ELAZER got some damage, but he's still down 6 workers. That's a big problem. Obviously, both players canceled their lairs this game because they were so desperate to survive and they needed all the money they could get. So now they're rebuilding their lairs. It didn't finish before. Both are going +1 range. ELAZER's droning back up pretty well. SERRAL is still building Zerglings. Is he going for a counterattack? Oh, SERRAL's going more Lings and now more Roaches. SERRAL's going for a counter all-in. But an Overlord sees it. ELAZER has an Overlord right there. I think he saw those Zerglings rallying out. If ELAZER realizes what's up, yeah, he goes back to Roach production, which is absolutely the correct call. He's got Lings on the front as well. He sees a lot of Roaches there. Lings on the north. He's going to see... Okay, he sees a few drones coming out. So actually, SERRAL's gone back to droning. Why was SERRAL still building Roach Ling, guys? A minute after he'd held the attack. That seems like a very big delay on him droning. Interesting. Alright, we've got an Overlord there. Spire's on the way. Back in the natural 8-minute 30. Spire starts. Overlord coming through there. Ling's going south. Oh, Spire for SERRAL as well. They're both going Spire. You know what that means, guys. ELAZER's going to play Mutalisk. SERRAL will play Roach Corruptor to counter it. This is a classic situation. We've seen SERRAL lose some high-profile matches, but also win some high-profile matches with the Corruptor Roach. He loves doing that as a counter to Mutas when you're both in a bit of a Roach game like this. Lings go south. SERRAL tries to take the Rich Gas base. ELAZER is up 2 workers right now, so they're almost dead even. Overlord speed on the way for SERRAL, whereas ELAZER doesn't care so much about scouting. He's just like, whatever. I'm just going to build stuff. I'm going to go into Mutas and get that air control. Okay, this is going to get really weird. SERRAL, I don't think he's seen what's going on, has he? Did he see the Spire? No, he's coming in now, but he hasn't spotted it yet. Overlord speed is not done. The Spire's already almost finished. This game's about to get very weird. Does not see it. Oh, no, he sees it. He sees it. SERRAL sees it. Okay, guys. SERRAL sees the Spire. He knows there's Mutas on the way. I do expect Corruptors. He's starting +2 range. 4th base. If he can defend that Rich Gas base, that'll be incredible. Yeah, 5 Corruptors on the way. I knew it. SERRAL loves going Corruptors. If you're in a mid-game Roach war, that can be really effective. Now, ELAZER goes 9 Mutalisks, which is quite a lot. But then he goes back into Roach play. If SERRAL thinks that's mass muta and overcommits to, like, you know, the armor upgrade really isn't necessary, for instance, that could be a problem. Roach versus Roach is up for SERRAL, though. I gotta say, SERRAL's ahead on the upgrades. SERRAL's ahead on the Roaches. He was ahead earlier after defending that big attack. I think he's in a pretty good spot. He's gonna lose a few Overlords. ELAZER's gonna come forward with some Roaches. A lot of these Roaches are gathering in the correct position right now. And those Roaches will chase back ELAZER's push for now. Corruptors come forward and take out one of ELAZER's Overlords as well. The Mutalisks on the left do take out a Queen or 2. Corruptors chasing after them. SERRAL jumping on top, though. Looks like Ling's going to try and finish off that queen. Let's select her, see if she goes down. Indeed, she does. The queen does fall. Roaches in the middle trading. SERRAL actually starting to lose this fight. He better pull back from this. He's actually starting to lose this fight a little bit. Ling's running into the main base at the same time as well. The Corruptors did push back the Mutalisks. One Mutalisk went down. Somehow SERRAL lost that fight. He was ahead on Roaches for a while, but looked like it was just a good enough angle. Remember, with these upgrades on the way, they aren't quite building yet. Wait, ELAZER's going air attacks. He's actually going to go mass Mutalisk behind this. Wow. After being this invested in Roaches, I wouldn't have thought he was going to do that. But yeah, he doesn't seem too keen on getting those Roach upgrades. Units run in, do manage to get 6 drones. Nice move by ELAZER. ELAZER's got his own rich gas mining. If he could deny the rich gas of SERRAL, that would be a massive win. Only 8 Corruptors out. There's 14 Mutalisks, guys. Nice stutter step here for SERRAL. He's going to take out... Oh, only 1 Muta for 1 Corruptor, actually. Good trade for the blue Zerg. ELAZER's massing Mutas. He's still putting Roaches, though, but without a +2? Can this actually be good? SERRAL's army is gaining so much power. If he gets to, like, 14, 15 Corruptors with +1 armor, Roaches with +2, I don't know what you can possibly do here. Right now, as ELAZER, it's all about the Mutalisk count. It's all about the Mutalisk count. He's on 20 Mutas versus 7 Corruptors, but 9 Corruptors are in the way. SERRAL's weak right now, though. He can't fight this. You can't fight this, SERRAL. Get out of there. SERRAL's Corruptors are a little bit late. Oh, God, he's got to pull back. SERRAL needs to pull back. He's losing a Ravager, a Corruptor. A little sloppy there. You got to be really careful in these gaps in between the production. ELAZER finally starts +2 range of his own. How committed he is to Roach Ravager. I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. Corruptors come forward, snipes an Overlord. ELAZER runs south. He's going to catch an Overseer. SERRAL's down in supply. He's also down in workers right now. It's really close. Roach number is ahead right now for ELAZER. The Mutas are going to try and focus the Ravagers so he can win the ground fight. Interesting choice there, but Corruptors do chase him off pretty quickly. Roaches and Ravagers pushing forward right now. SERRAL has the upgrade advantage, but his unit count's a little bit lower. Biles do not land for either side, but ELAZER had that numbers advantage, and the upgrade, it may be there for SERRAL right now, but his Corruptors aren't able to get value in the Mutas. ELAZER's gone around with the Mutalisks. They managed to take out 8 drones on that purple gas base. Meanwhile, Biles going down on top of that army. 1 Roach does fall. SERRAL gets pushed back on the Roach army. The Mutalisks dance in, and they will dance out, losing 1 Mutalisk, but some very good damage being done. And you know what? At the end of the day, guys, he's lost 10 Mutas, so 25 Muta commitment versus 19 Corruptors. Those Corruptors are not very useful, except for countering the Mutalisks, right? So it's just a Roach war now. That's all ELAZER's focusing on. He's got a big Roach advantage. He's got a massive Roach advantage. SERRAL's trying to start to set back his Ravagers. They are now exposed in the front line. SERRAL cannot afford to lose these Ravagers right now. ELAZER doing this, saying +2 is for losers. I feel like a lot of the losses ELAZER's had in this series has been because he was on +1 range versus +2 range. And yet here in this game, he says, this is why I don't care about upgrades. It's because numbers that matter. It's being out on tech choices that matter. SERRAL pees down his rich gas base. ELAZER pushing forward. SERRAL starting to gain ground there, though. The Mutas come up. They're going to take out a few of these Roaches and Ravagers. Nice snipes there for ELAZER. If he can take out the Ravagers, the Mutas will then fly away, and the Roach Ravager will do their business. Really nice play here by SERRAL with the Corruptors, but he needs to pee down another base. The Corruptor PP is not ready yet. The bladder has not refilled. There was not enough Mountain Dew on standby at this LAN party. Roach Ravager getting overwhelmed. SERRAL's lost control of his 4th base. The Mutas are still just adding whatever damage they can, keeping SERRAL busy on the micro. Corruptors are now supply blocking ELAZER. ELAZER would not have been able to keep this machine going for much longer. The Corruptors are wrecking him, but I think he might have just done enough to break through. He's at 64 workers versus 37, and that is in of itself quite massive. Now, SERRAL's trying to swap into Muta Corruptor. He's realizing, well, if you have nothing that shoots up, I can build Mutalisks to deal with your Roaches. The Corruptors unzip their flies, and they unanimously start to let loose the stream of toxic late night outside the pub on the side of a building death. The lair does fall down, the caustic spray ripping it down to its foundations and below. The Bahatcheries are falling on the other side. SERRAL's only got his natural up for mining right now. The Corruptors still desperately trying to hunt down these Mutalisks, but ELAZER is being a saucy Zerg player. And these Roaches are not done yet. He says, yeah, I'll lose them all eventually, but that's an eventually. That's not a right now. The problem is he doesn't have a lair and he hasn't built a Hydra Den. Oh no. Guys, ELAZER can't build anything that shoots up. He's going to kill SERRAL's whole economy, but he can't build anything that shoots up except spores. He doesn't really have many spores. He's losing every single roach. Yes, he's killing the whole economy, but he's losing everything at home as well. The Corruptors unzip their fly. They're going to kill yet another hatchery. Cancel, ELAZER, cancel. He's not going to cancel it. He's not watching. The hatchery goes down. Oh, no. I thought ELAZER had this. The queens. I mean, there's not much to fight the queens, but there are 11 mutalisks that could come across this map. They're busy chasing the roaches right now. There's only one hatchery mining fully, plus a base with a few workers there. SERRAL is right now got a kind of scary, weird Mutacorruptor force. But what can he do with it before ELAZER finds a way to spend that money and get these hatcheries back up? Hatcheries and spores going down, Hydrogen going down. He's trying to build these hatcheries down the bottom. This game has become an absolutely weird mess of a game. Obviously, 10 drones is terrible for SERRAL. But is he able to get enough done with the Mutacorruptor? I feel like he needs to dive and get damage on the economy, but with spores up, is he really able to? There are a few openings here and there, but he hasn't found them just yet. Oh, there we go. That's one of those openings that we were talking about. Any hole has a lot of glory inside it if your name is SERRAL's Mutalist right now. The Corruptors go forward. Overlord's being sniped, taking out a bunch of them. It's going to stop him at least building many anti-air units. 6 Hydras and Grew Spines on the way. And they unzip their fly. Goodbye, Hydroden. For those who don't know, after 5 seconds of channeling, the Corruptor spray massively levels up its damage. 5 times the damage. And that's why you could see that Hydroden disappear after the 5 seconds, 5 second mark. We've got a few spores there. Obviously, you don't want to build too many spores as ELAZER, because that's going to give time for SERRAL to rebuild the economy. Little does he know, SERRAL is not rebuilding the economy. SERRAL's building roaches right now, realizing, wait, okay, you've got a lot of spores. Spores can't shoot up, can't shoot down, sorry. So I can maybe get you with the roaches. Got a purple gas base mining, that base mining. Natural mining, the income differential is pretty massive. Corruptors go for mass PP. The Hydrocruptor Muta run forward though. And ELAZER does defend the base. I think now the income difference is going to be way too big, guys. You can see it in the top left. 400 minerals a minute and 200 gas coming in for SERRAL. 1,600 minerals and 600 gas for ELAZER. And that's only going to improve as he stabilizes on this mining. Hydra's there, ready to deal with those Corruptors. There is a new Hydra Den. Their Corruptor Mountain Dew bladder has not quite filled up just yet. Mutas could take out that base down to the bottom right. SERRAL dancing around looking for value. Infestation pits on the way. An extra Overlord goes down, keeping ELAZER supply blocked for now. And another Overlord gets damaged, but Hydras do take out a Corruptor for that Mutalisk snipe. There's now 18 Hydras out. I just don't think you could deal with that. SERRAL's trying to build up a little miniature roach army. ELAZER's actually going to see those roaches in the middle of the map. Same time, Mutalisks, looks like one of them just died. SERRAL loses his first Mutalisk for a queen kill. But this is looking rock solid for ELAZER. He's going to force SERRAL to the ace match, their 5th game. This is actually really fun. This map got very aggressive. It felt like both players started to be a little bit fearful of each other, a little bit more respectful. And we've seen some absolutely bananas play in this game. Oh, Corruptor's running into queens as well. Not great. Mutas and roaches ambush the Hydras. SERRAL comes in with a little ambush. Cute moves. The Mutalisks in the speedy zone so ridiculously fast. Trying to focus down everything he can. Roaches going after the Hydras. Mutas taking out the queens. Nice moves, but more Hydras coming in from the other side. The hatchery does go down to the Corruptor P at the same time. Kills a lot of Hydras and queens. But remember, SERRAL is on an 8 drone economy. That is no longer going to exist because the Mutalisks find it. Corruptors do go back to chase these down, but even 5 drone kills, that is your economy more than halved. SERRAL is in D-Town. He can smell that deep, earthy scent of Gooch. It's Gooch City, and SERRAL realizes it's time to tap out. Okay, guys, so here was the fight, the clutch little engagement. Check this out. So Queen's dying, right? Zerglings are getting at her 1 or 2 at a time there. She's taking damage, and ELAZER's like, oh no. My queen's gonna die. Well, it can't run away, or you're gonna let the lings in. So what does he do? He pops a creep tumor down, and they're sharing the same space. So the queen kind of glitches out and gets forced to the other side because the Zerglings were blocking the front. So the game is like, well, she can't fit here anymore. She has to go somewhere, and that's the nearest free space. And while the creep tumor is building, it's a lower attack priority, same as another building. So that's just an absolutely lovely maneuver. You don't see this very often, guys. And you can see he kind of glitches the queen through the creep tumor. That's a slick play. That's a very slick play. Really impressive, man. That was awesome. How does it glitch like that? So the way it works is basically if you put it underneath, because the queen always poops the creep tumor out from where she is, right? The game has to find a spot for her to go. So notice she always pops it out from under her big booty. That's how it always goes. And normally the queen just kind of shuffles forward after that. But there's just no space here because she can't fit anywhere in this area. She can't fit there. She can't fit there. So the game is like, well, what's the nearest spot that she can fit? It's over here. So it just kind of squeezes her around. Do building tumors make walls? Yeah. When they're building, they actually obstruct movement. Check this out. I can't even click on the creep tumor, guys. How funny is that? I need to zoom out. There we go. You gotta get like pixel perfect to click on it. Yeah. But the lings, you'll notice, aren't even attacking it because it's just a building. So they're basically just like, they were attacking the queen, and then as she phased through it, they're just like, oh, these things, the creep tumor, the Evo, the Baneling, are all equal priority. Technically, the lings could have focused it down, but it would have taken manual control, and it would have wasted a few seconds attacking it. So that's actually just an absolutely brilliant move from ELAZER to do that under pressure. Really clutch. All right, guys. We're into game 5. Very standard openings again so far. SERRAL in the bottom right and ELAZER in the top left. Both players with a worker off gas. Both players taking a third base. And we're going to see these two have been going just toe-to-toe. Oceanborn's a little bit of a smaller map. I do think it's a bit scary. The threat of those roach timings. I wouldn't mind either of these players just going all out on a big Carapace Roach attack. Carapace Roach, Zergling, Baneling, so hard to stop, so powerful. "12 Zerglings on the way for SERRAL. 27 drones. This seems about the normal time for SERRAL to do this, but it does look like he's being aggressive. He's hiding in the grass down there, guys. A Zergling in the bush is worth 2 in the hand. That's what they say. It's definitely not what they say. ELAZER comes in for a scout, sees a bunch of Zerglings coming. ELAZER's not making Banelings right now. ELAZER very slow on the Baneling morph, only makes a single Baneling. Oh, he was going for the greedy inject on the third. He was going for the greedy inject, ELAZER. Oh, I've seen so many Europeans do this and tell me this is the way you open ZvZ, and this is exactly why you don't. You're meant to spread a creep tumor, then go inject, because otherwise you can lose the queen to any ling pressure. I've been talking about this for a while. I've had multiple people argue with me about it. And they're like, this is what I see ELAZER and SERRAL do. And I'm like, guys, you get punished. Ling's running up the ramp. Watch out for the Baneling. No! Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. He's in trouble. SERRAL has a full scout. He shuts down the Banelings in his main base and gets a big boom boom on ELAZER's face right there. ELAZER's lost a queen and 15 Zerglings. A disastrous start for the Polish player. But SERRAL's not done yet. He's going to send Zerglings around the north. Roach Warren's on the way quite early for SERRAL. Second gas coming up as well. He's got a bit of supply free, does SERRAL. He's building an extra Overlord as well. I think he might be going for a Roach Bane, guys. 4 Roaches on the way for SERRAL so far. I would love to see SERRAL go 8 Roaches and do a big Roachling Bane. He's already had a good start. That'd be a good way to finish off your opponent. He's got 2 sneaky Banelings. He's trying to rally, or morph on the front, I should say. Zerglings coming forward. These Banelings do get caught. Nice reaction by SERRAL. Doesn't let his Baneling go down. He's got an attack coming out. He's even rallying those 4 Roaches while droning behind it. So he's putting on a fierce counter-aggression. ELAZER only has 1 queen at the front. His other queen is in the wall, but that means his third base is wide open. He needs a lot more Banelings right now. He needs a lot more Banelings. Oh my gosh, ELAZER just lost his only Baneling cocoon. He's in trouble right now. SERRAL gonna take out that queen. She tries to get to the safety of the choke point back there behind the minerals. She's not able to. The drones have to evacuate this third base. SERRAL barely plugs. Oh, I'm sorry. ELAZER barely plugs the hole in time, but he's gonna lose that third base. His queen's moving out. Roaches are popping into a surround, and SERRAL comes out in game 5 with a nice solid Ling Bane attack. ELAZER reacted a little bit slowly to this one, even though he saw it leave the base. It's a smaller map. It's a good map for aggression. It's a good map for tempo, and right now SERRAL has all of the tempo. Somehow the third base did survive, but ELAZER is down 12 workers, and I guess that's why. Oh, the door's open, but SERRAL doesn't want to lose too many units. He sees Lings popping out. He sees not that many drones, though there are a few now popping out of those eggs. And these have got to be the 2 bravest Zerglings in the world. Unfortunately, they find out that chasing 6 times your number of opponents is not a smart idea. 55 workers for SERRAL, 51 for ELAZER. Carapace has now started. +1 range is already about 1/5 of the way going. SERRAL He's going to start his roach speed only a few seconds behind. ELAZER's done a great job of recovering on the workers, but he's still down in roaches, and that's obviously a problem when you're behind on overlords. You're also making carapace right now, which is bizarre. And he's building 3 spines? Oh, okay. Sees the roaches go home, cancels those. Dropperlord is on the way right now for SERRAL. He's planning for that. 4th base in the bottom as well. How do you get back in this as a laser? Well, oh, look at that. SERRAL lets him put the 4th down. Purposefully doesn't kill the drone, so he gets the extra 75 minerals of value. Beautiful play by SERRAL there. You can tell ELAZER's kind of just reacting a little bit slower than normal. He's reeling a little bit from this early game. Overseer scouting the main. Ling's trying to pull back to the right side. We've got those Lings hiding over there. +1 range and roach speed, both going to be finishing in 20 seconds. SERRAL's moving forward. He wants to close the deal right now. Hydroden's on the way in case there is a surprise spire. He's building that as a just in case. He knows that ELAZER feels like he's behind, and he might do something sneaky to get back in it. SERRAL not actually committing just yet. He's going to gather his army in the middle. A few Zerglings in the north gathering together. ELAZER's on 66 drones, down 5 workers. SERRAL is not committing just yet, surprisingly so. +2 range does start up. 2nd Evo chamber on the way, so he's looking for the +2/1 carapace timing in the future. I still feel that ELAZER could probably push right now and find something, but without Ravagers morphed, it doesn't feel like he's very serious. There's 3 Ravagers just behind this. Ling's coming in as well. ELAZER's got a few Ravagers already morphed, and he's only down 10 overall roach count, which with Defender's advantage is not that much. Oh, here we go. Roach drop comes in for SERRAL. Queens are starting to shoot it down though. Attack on the front. Posturing back and forth as the roach drop distracts. Queens are taking out the drop though. ELAZER with a nice defense shuts that one down in the back of his base. Queens and these roaches should be able to deal with it, but not before 2 queens do fall. At the same time, a baneling drop runs in. It's actually just a 2 baneling drop. The queens are shooting it. He'd love to get on top of these workers. Oh, watch out, SERRAL! Oh, good dodge by SERRAL. Cops a baneling splash on those workers, but not enough to kill them. You need 2 banelings to kill a drone. 47 roaches make it 50 in total versus 46 total roach count for both sides, including Ravagers. If I say total roach count in a ZvZ, guys, that's my way of saying roaches plus Ravagers, because you want to look at that total number. See, 47-4, 47-6 there, 53, and 45-8, that's 53 as well. So they're both maxed out now. SERRAL has a few more workers, which means ELAZER will take the roach advantage. But remember his upgrades. He does not have +1. Which makes this absolutely suck. He really should have been going for +1 range instead of carapace, and now that's cost him big time. Nice bile lands in the midst of SERRAL's army, but a single bile won't kill anything. 2 Lings run in for SERRAL, and they're denying the mining. ELAZER, what can he do? If he had even upgrades, I'd believe. But without even upgrades, it feels like he has to just drag the game out and try to make a comeback 5 minutes from now. Another Roach Dropperlord comes in, does take out a queen, picks up, rotates deeper into SERRAL's territory. SERRAL has 3 queens, all three of them, up in the main base. Sporkroll are building there as well. And ELAZER, pulling back to the right idea. You don't want to lose this. It's a great distraction as it is. Very annoying for them to deal with. Good defense there by SERRAL. Infestation Pit, Hydroden on the way. ELAZER's going to try and go Vipers again. Like I said, he kind of needs to just slowly drag this game out and catch up in upgrades. He's realizing we're going to try and see Hive. That's where I'll get back in this game. Meanwhile, interestingly, SERRAL's going Hydra upgrades and also going Burrow and Tunneling Claws, but no sign of an Infestation Pit or a Hive for him. SERRAL, I think he senses that he's got a big upgrade advantage, and he's just kind of waiting for ELAZER to make mistakes. It's a little bit of a repeat of game 1, where you can tell he is confident in the late game, and even though he's got big leads, and you could argue, well, he's not capitalizing on them as well as he possibly could, I don't think he cares. Doesn't care in the slightest, in fact. Man, the carapace, they're actually keeping those units alive very nicely. Oh, roaches chasing each other down here. ELAZER's got to be careful. Biles not really being hit on anything. Lots of roaches coalescing together. SERRAL's in a bit of a blob, could get surrounded, but look at that, it's shark time. Uh-oh, it's shark time. Uh-oh. Sorry guys, I'm not the only person who hears baby shark when I see roaches going into a mineral line, do I? I mean, if you just think about it, you're about to lose your worker line. 12 workers go down. It's got to be torture for ELAZER. And I would say the only way I could simulate that torture, you know, is through that song. Do, 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 and you're like, I want to freaking F myself. Yeah, that song probably has got to be the most irritating song. GG. Was it 2019 when that song was everywhere? Made me want to hurt myself, man. Being around kids sucks sometimes. 45 roaches, 7 ravages versus 43 roaches, 9 ravages. Very similar army counts. It is 1-1, finally done for ELAZER, but of course SERRAL's about to be on 2-2. His hive is now finally on the way. Units lost tab, 1,800 resources ahead, and we're going to keep checking in on that number, because that is where SERRAL so outdid ELAZER in the Viper game last time around. Now, hive's actually already done for ELAZER, and he's got a decent bank, so it does feel like SERRAL's just letting him back into this game. On the other hand, if we see a repeat of the micro disparity from game 1, letting him get to hive doesn't really worry SERRAL at all. Nice roach attack once again. The Sharks going into the natural, the 4th base as well. ELAZER's trying to attack right now. He's not pulling that many units back to defend. He's losing a lot more drones. Middle of the map is an awkward skirmish. ELAZER does now respect it and pull back. But those roaches just keep finding insane value. So frustrating for ELAZER to deal with right now. He's trying to pull back to defend, but SERRAL's going to capitalize by pushing up and taking a good position, finally cleaning up his main base. But that's a lot of roaches in the main that are not on the front lines for ELAZER. Nice bios for SERRAL, but SERRAL does have to get on out of here. And there's an Overseer in the north, big roach attack coming in the left side as well, keeping ELAZER up against the wall, really testing his multitasking. ELAZER has not found the room to re-drone in this game. He's only on 53 workers and he's taking more damage. Roach Ravager on the right side coming in. SERRAL looking for an angle. He sets up a pretty good angle here, but ELAZER pounces, jumps on top. Great capitalization from ELAZER. Capitalizes on that position and jumps in on it. The roaches here for SERRAL get behind the mineral line. They grab a few workers. They're finally getting dealt with, but they are taking a decent fight, setting up a concave behind the mineral line. On the front side, they've already taken a pretty good account of themselves. You can see, though, ELAZER is holding his own. The problem is that in the midst of this, he's not been making lurker upgrades. He's not been making Vipers, and he's back to 51 drones. So even though he traded decently, did ELAZER, he's kept very small throughout. SERRAL keeps, every time it looks like ELAZER's economy is going to get a bit excited and get a bit of girth to it, SERRAL just gives him a quick little kick to the nads, and you can see ELAZER kind of shrivel back up. 51 drones, not a very good late game economy. He's got a bit of bank to work with, but he cannot keep letting these roaches in. You can't keep letting them in like this. He's going to go for his own counterattack, maybe getting some counters of his own, but I would imagine there's probably spines. Yeah, there's already spines around, which are at least going to limit the efficacy of this, not to mention SERRAL's so quick on the response because he's just not that occupied elsewhere. SERRAL's roach is finally cleaned up in the main. A single roach on the high ground. I don't know how that got there, but it's being an absolute nuisance. Over here on the right side, a few lurkers are finally up. Seismic Spines is done for SERRAL. He's got Adaptive Talons. The upgrade's about 30 seconds behind for ELAZER. Both sides are in the 50s in the workers. It's actually surprisingly close this game so far. Units lost tab is still within about 1,000 resources of each other. And that is very close. I mean, I really thought after this early game being such a disaster, ELAZER taking that massive Baneling hit, losing a queen, multiple queens, I mean, having his roaches surrounded as they popped. It's actually very impressive that ELAZER's fought back to this standoff. But that being said, the lurkers are being morphed. Neither side has Vipers. ELAZER also is only on +1 carapace, up against soon-to-be +3 carapace. Roaches getting chased down on the left. Only one of those will survive. ELAZER with some pretty good cleanup. That's a lot of lurkers. He cannot do this. Oh, crazy attack, crazy attack. He shoves forward. I think he realized SERRAL didn't actually have any detection. He runs forward, but the lurkers reposition back. Abducts come in and yank him out of the ground as well. SERRAL ripping those units up and does keep his base alive. 2 roaches hit behind at the same time. Down here on this ramp, ELAZER trying to find an opening, but SERRAL leaves nothing. How do you find an opening when this man guards all doors at all time? This is a fort that will not be broken. SERRAL's side of the map. ELAZER keeps trying to find that opening. But I'm telling you, man, I mean, SERRAL is so bloody big. This man doesn't just use Trojans, he's also immune to Trojan horses, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyways, that was a weird reference. SERRAL's got a lot of Vipers. ELAZER still doesn't have any. Abducts on the Lurkers are going to be absolutely deadly, and there's nothing to stop it. There's only a couple of Hydras. They're getting taken out. The Vipers abduct all the Lurkers. ELAZER's army is mostly Roach Hydra. He's out upgraded. It's 3-3 for SERRAL, and he's a defensive powerhouse. Ravager Hydra hanging out over there as well. We've got another Viper on the way. I mean, ELAZER, he's trying to find damage here aggressively, but he's going to need to build Vipers. He can't be breaking through here. Takes out one Lurker, but look at this arc. Get out of there! He attacks into massive blinding clouds, abducts, yanking these Lurkers out of the ground. And I gotta say, man, right now, SERRAL is singing the song that we all know. Yankee Doodle went to town, yanking on his Lurker. That's the song from our childhood that we all remember. We never realized it was talking about StarCraft 2 and the Viper interaction 20 years in the future. But Yankee Doodle is yanking those Lurkers very hard. Roach on the left side getting even more drones. These burrowed harass has been absolutely insane. The burrowed Roach harass has just been so irritating for ELAZER to deal with. It's just constant. He finds a bit of an angle here, but the Vipers will punish him. The blinding clouds instantly force a retreat. He does land some nice biles. You got to look at that and realize without Vipers of his own, he cannot contest. ELAZER getting bled dry. SERRAL's multitasking absolutely fantastic, and SERRAL showing that he is unstoppable in the late game, a very important part of this series.